Let me show you how Italians do popcorn.
I fill my misto with olive oil and coat my popcorn, which allows the truffle salt to stick. Note, most truffle salt contains real truffle, but truffle oil is usually synthetic. Next, some dried parsley, then grab a block of Parmigiano Reggiano and get to work.
So much better than butter.
It's so good. You get some Greek yogurt, and then I added some cacao powder and some vanilla and a little bit of honey to make it sweeter. Then I smoothed it out into a pan on some wax paper. Then I added some melted peanut butter, melted it for about a minute in the microwave, drizzled that on top, and then I added some chocolate and some coconut flakes. And I also did a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt to have like a salty sweet flavor. And then I froze it, chopped it up into pieces, and you get this really delicious frozen yogurt bark, and it's so good.
These Copycat Levain bakery cookies taste exactly like the real thing. They are so good. First, you're going to cube 2 cups of unsalted cold butter. Add that to a bowl with 1 cup light brown sugar, 1/2 cup sugar, and cream them together, but do not overmix. This is the whole process, and by the end of it, this is what it should look like. Then add 1 egg and cream it together. Add another egg and cream that together. Once fully combined, add 1.5 cups cake flour, 1.5 cups regular flour, 1 teaspoon cornstarch, 3/4 teaspoon salt, 3/4 teaspoons baking soda, and mix with a spatula so you don't overmix it. Then add 2 cups chocolate chips, 2 cups walnuts, and I mix it with my hand because it got a little difficult to mix with a spatula. Form into abnormally large cookies. This recipe makes 8. Then put 4 on a baking pan and bake it at 410 degrees for 9 to 12 minutes until the top is golden brown. Let it rest for 10 minutes, and this is what it looks like.
One of the few healthy things that my kids actually love and they make all on their own is smoothies. I keep frozen bananas in my freezer at all times for this exact purpose, and you should too. I just slice them up so they can grab exactly what.
My go-to weeknight salad. It starts with greens, cucumbers, tomatoes, shallots, chickpeas, heart's palm, avocado, and an oregano.
Today I'm going to teach you how to make a super easy Mexican rice or sopa de arroz. First, you're going to add about a tablespoon of oil and rice and fry until it becomes nice brown and toasty. Next, you'll add a small can of tomato sauce and stir until it's real mixed in together. Next, you'll add your chicken bouillon. Then you'll add water until it's about knuckle deep. Stir and heat to a boil. Next, reduce heat and cover your rice. It's important that you don't touch it. If you need to add water, but don't stir it until...
I'm gonna show you how to saute fish and then turn it into fish tacos. Here I have mahi. You can use whatever fish you like, and I'm gonna season it with harissa seasoning, but again, you can use whatever seasoning you like, but make sure you pat dry your fish really well. Heat up a pan on high heat, very high heat. Add a couple tablespoons of high heat cooking oil. A really big mistake is not letting your pan get hot enough, so if your fish is sticking to your pan, that's probably why. Lay the fish down and away from you. About 3 minutes and flip. Get yourself a fish spatula, it'll help. Link in my bio. Remove after 2 minutes and rest. Don't forget to like and share this video and follow me if you want to be a better cook. Fish in a tortilla, I'm using jicama wraps. Some of my Brussels sprout slaw. Add a squeeze of lime and lemon and you're good. And trust me, you can cook.
Here's how to make a super easy 3-ingredient pumpkin vanilla cake bar. 1 box of white cake mix, 1 can of pumpkin puree, and 1 cup of water. Stir it together, put it in your pan, bake at 350 for 25 minutes, and I added a cream cheese frosting at the end.
These peanut butter banana snacks are so delicious, and this is how you make them. Cut a banana in half, then slice.
My recipe for the perfect meatball and smashed meatball parm. To my beef, veal, and pork mixture, I add Parmigiano Reggiano, panko, parsley, salt, and pepper. I grate in my onion because I don't care for large raw chunks, then add 2 eggs and mix until it looks like this. I grease up a pan with some butter and then start rolling my polpettes. We get them nice and brown in the oven and then we finish cooking them in the sauce. Time to assemble our smashed meatball wedge, or hoagie or sub or whatever you call them. Smash those meatballs because it just makes sense, then add sauce, Parmigiano Reggiano, mozzarella, and then into the broiler until the cheese is melted and the bread is nice and toasty. A little more sauce, and I think we need to replay. Listen, not only is it delicious, but it just makes sense. Be sure to follow so you don't miss the recipe to this beautiful.
Healthy doesn't have to be boring or expensive. I love this rice broccoli because it makes adding veggies to a meal really easy and allows you to be a little bit more creative with what you're making. I just added egg, cheese, breadcrumb, and seasonings and fried them up, and they're
making honeycomb candy. For this recipe, you need a cup of sugar, 4 tablespoons of water, 4 tablespoons of honey, and about 2 teaspoons of baking soda. First, turn your stove up on high heat, put honey, sugar, and water until it looks like this. After it gets to this light golden color, you add your baking soda and you watch the thing rise, so it becomes a spongy texture. It's really cool to watch. You then put it in your parchment paper on a baking sheet. Make sure to really get everything in there. After this, you let it cool for about 1 to 2 hours. This is me taking a break. This candy is very light and toffee-like. Take your anger out and boom, yum.
If you love McDonald's and really enjoy their cheeseburger, then this recipe is for you. I get as close as possible to the original thing. Start off by taking an onion and finely chop it. Look at that technique there. You're gonna get these onions as fine as you. And that's pretty fine. I took some lean ground sirloin, 90% lean and 10% fat. I pat it dry, then seasoned it with salt and pepper only. Guys, you don't really need much seasoning with this. Let the ingredients talk for themselves. Form them into around 2-ounce golf balls, then press them down on a medium heat. As you guys know, with McDonald's patty, their crust is not really the center point. But if you want to have a better crust, you can definitely do that. Just turn the heat up to high. I also lightly toasted my buns. Don't overdo it though. And then layer the onion, patty, 4 squirts of mustard. I added a little more. Then 5 squirts of ketchup, 3 pickles, and then crown it off.
You guys, the editing on this video got totally messed up, but guess what? It's such a great recipe, I'm posting it anyway, because you know what? Who cares? YOLO! This is a 1-pot spaghetti dish that comes together in just a few minutes and doesn't require boiling the pasta. So easy. Follow the instructions above, and oh my god, you have the best dinner ever. Tag a friend you'd like to make this with.
All right, it's Tuesday. Let's make some tacos. We got a Mexican blend for our cheese shells. We're gonna make 4 of them, throw them in the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes, but just check on them. If you like them crispier, I would go 400, but I like them a little chewy in the middle. I got some taco seasoned ground beef, red onion, and cilantro. I went traditional with the toppings, but I'm gonna dip them in something crazy. Once you get these, we're gonna press a little bit with a fork, throw them back in the oven, everything gets blended together, and we are ready to rock. That's some jalapeno aioli. I'm gonna dip these in. All my extra cilantro is going on top. We got perfection. Happy Tuesday, y'all.
Here's one of my husband's favorite dishes to make. It's called eggs in purgatory.
Here's my go-to method for roasted veggies. There's barely any cleanup and they're perfect for meal prep. Start by chopping up your vegetables. I usually use sweet potatoes, zucchini, purple onion, and bell peppers. I've also done this using broccoli, carrots, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and chickpeas. Arrange them on a lined baking tray and give them a good drizzle of olive oil. Then go in with about 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of lemon pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, some freshly cracked black pepper, and some crushed red pepper flakes. Use as much or as little as you like. Give it a really good toss. This part was hard because it was just so pretty. Make sure they're all in one even layer and bake them at 425 for 30 minutes or until they're tender and have a bit of color, and that's it.
Is it just me, or is the entire world sleeping on chicken thighs? I see so many chicken breast recipes and never chicken thighs. I love chicken thighs because even if you let them sit a little bit too long on the grill or pan, whatever, they're still gonna stay super tender and juicy. I'm using mine for taco bowls, so I'm going in with some chili powder, cumin, garlic and onion powder, salt, pepper, a little bit of coconut aminos or soy sauce, and some olive oil. Use your favorite seasonings, just make sure you season it well. And then I'm going to throw them on my favorite pan. You guys already know I have a link for them in my bio. And I'm going to give them a good sear on each side in some really hot coconut oil. And then once those are nice and seared, I'm going to throw in a little bit of butter, put them on low until they're fully cooked. And they're so easy to shred, perfect for meal prep, and in my opinion, the best cut of chicken.
How to make this veggie ramen in 10 minutes. To a pot, add oil, red onion, garlic, ginger, and simmer for a few minutes. Now add your veg of choice, veg stock, juice of lime, tamari, rice noodles, stir and simmer for 5 minutes, and then it's ready to serve. Full written recipe.
How to make a fried onion smash burger, my favorite burger. Slice onions as thin as possible, no thick cut for this. Get a cast iron pan ripping hot and toast the buns first. Then take about 3-ounce balls of 80-20 ground beef. They need to be 20% fat, as the fat is going to cook these burgers and keep it moist. Season with salt, top with the sliced onions, salt the onions, then smash the burgers into the pan. Wait for a crust to form and then flip. If the pan is hot enough, it should take only about 2 minutes. Then add a slice of cheese, the top bun, and then put the bottom bun on top of the top bun, and they will steam to warm up. Then pick up the burger, place it on the bottom bun, serve it with pickles and special sauce, but I like it straight up with ketchup. Forget about it.